ICA Board Youth Representatives, Cooperative Youth Members, ladies and gentlemen. I thank the ICA Board and the Cooperative Youth Representatives for the invitation to this special session and the inclusion of this event for the cooperative youth. The action plan and global campaign for the Cooperative Vision 2020, without the youth cannot go far. The youth are essential for the sustenance of the cooperative movement. I remember when I was still teaching at the university, my vice chancellor used to be very irritated when you say that the youth are the leaders of tomorrow. She wanted to hear that they are leaders of today. And we thank the ICA for taking the lead of recognizing the youth and up to the highest level of the ICA board. And they would like to then ask, who is the youth? We might say that youth is a transition period between education and employment, or marriage, as is in an African context. For us, once you get married, if you're 15, you become now an adult. The fluidity of this categorization now prompts us to accept the United Nations universal definition of the youth as persons between 15 and 24 years old. However, the African Youth Charter holds the age of 15 to 35. Whatever the category to be adopted, the all-important issue is the work to be done and how the youth can be fully mobilized for cooperative business in order to realize the cooperative goals of Vision 2020. The World Bank Statistics of Africa population demographic reveals the youth population to 65% of the total population of Africa. That is too high. Africa has the youngest population in the world, with over 200 million people of ages between 15 and 24. Again, there is another fact in Africa. The poverty level among young people in Africa is very high. According to the African Economic Outlook 2013, 72% of youth in Africa live on less than $2 per day. Many young people are passing out of college without jobs. The unemployment percent of African youth is estimated at 60%. And Africa Economic Outlook of 2013 and ILO reports also support the same. This is quite high for stability of the region and should be done, or rather we should worry about it all. We are hoping that the cooperative can be drivers of youth employment in Africa. The cooperative business opens up windows of opportunities for employment for youth people in all the subsectors of the economy. And the ICA Africa, which I'm heading, is calling on development of partners to join in empowering our youth to build capacity for cooperative entrepreneurial businesses in agriculture, ICT, industry, and other subsectors. I would like at least to report back to you that already some countries in Africa have embraced this vision. Maybe I can cite one particular one being in Kenya. With the help of the USAID, we had launched projects for youth in cooperatives, especially in agriculture, and the responses have been very encouraging. We are hoping to roll out the same projects in other parts of Africa. The ICA Cooperative Development Strategy, which will be launched on November 6th, and we are all invited, is aimed at increasing job opportunities for the youth. In fact, the youth is the key measure of our performance for the next 4 years. The strategy is structured on the ICA Global Strategies and the Vision 2020. And the objective of these cooperatives is to form a business model of preference by 2020. That is also the same goal that the blueprint's vision also embeds. We are saying in Africa that we want to elevate participation, not only any kind of participation in membership and governance, but participation in terms of the youth and also the women in cooperatives, and a more meaningful participation, not just a representation one or a public relations one. The strategy relies on 5 pillars, which are the same as the blueprints, namely the participation, sustainability, identity, legal framework, and capital. We are calling for active participation of all, and especially for the greater youth involvement in cooperatives in our region. We are hoping also to launch our youth network in Africa, and we rely heavily upon the experiences of our colleagues from the Americas, our colleagues from the Asia, who are more advanced and more knowledgeable in terms of the youth network. We shall also be soon preparing to welcome a youth in our board, regional board. We have had challenges in terms of the recruitment since our network is not well organized. We are also hoping to join hands with the international networks of ICA youth, and at least to make sure that we have one representative in the executive committee. We have youth who came here representing their cooperatives, though they were not representing the region. And if any will stand, please vote for her or him. We are putting also more emphasis on the gender balance. So if the lady youth will be standing, we are hoping that you'll accommodate the lady youth before you could accommodate the male counterparts. I'm also challenging the youth to take up the challenge and not wait for the position to be given to them, but rather to vie. We would like a situation where we do have the youth mainstreamed throughout our activities in the region, but also in the ICA. And that is why I'm challenging, if you have got any youth with ambition of becoming a member for the global board, you'll have my support and I'll campaign for you. I would like to finish by saying that as we gather here, let us take heart, and especially the issues pertaining to youth people, and also together let us address them to build a continent that gives hope to the youth of Africa. I thank you all, and I'm sorry for being short in my remarks. Thank you.